colleague stole my idea and got my promotion. A year of my work and development went down the drain. I began a plan to destroy his reputation. I sabotaged every project, forged emails, and anonymously leaked evidence of his infidelity to his wife. His life turned into a living hell thanks to me. All names have been changed for privacy. My name is Alex. I'm 38 years old and live in Seattle, Washington. I work as a senior software engineer at a large tech company. 5 years ago, I began the longest and most cold-blooded revenge of my life. The date is completely completed. The target is Brad Connor, former colleague, former friend. The man who stole a year of my work and got everything I deserved in return. Now Brad is unemployed, divorced, and bankrupt, and he has no idea that it was me who destroyed his life piece by piece. Beginning 2019-2020. 2019, I worked at Tech Vision Solutions for 3 years. It's a medium-sized company with about 200 employees. They specialize in logistics software for transportation companies. I was in the development department. Mid-level developer. Salary $75,000 per year. It was okay, but I wanted more. Brad Connor worked nearby. Same department, same level. We sat at adjacent desks. We had lunch together every day. We drank beer on Fridays after work. We discussed code projects and industry news. I considered him a friend, a real one. Fatal error. In March 2019, I started a personal project, an AI system for optimizing logistics routes, a revolutionary idea for our industry, a machine learning algorithm that analyzes traffic, weather, and historical data. It predicts optimal truck routes in real time. It'd save companies millions on fuel and delivery time. Worked for a year, every evening after work, every weekend, holidays too, hundreds of hours of coding, testing, documentation. I didn't tell anyone. I wanted to present the finished product. Impress management. Get a promotion. Mistake number 1 is secrecy without documentation in the corporate system. Mistake number 2 happened in February 2020. Friday night, bar after work. Me and Brad, a few beers. Relaxed atmosphere. I was excited. I wanted to share. Brad, I want to show you something. I've been working on this for a whole year. What's happened? Opened the laptop, showed a prototype system, demonstration on the screen. His eyes widened. Dude, this is genius. Is it true? Damn it, this will save the company millions. I know. I plan to introduce it to John next week. John Stevens is our director of development. He'll definitely give you a promotion, Brad said admiringly. I'm hoping for a senior developer. Maybe $95,000. You definitely deserve it. I spent the next hour explaining the technical details, the architecture, the algorithms, how machine learning works, how to collect data, showed all the code, all the documentation, everything. Brad listened attentively, asked intelligent questions, take notes on napkins. For my understanding, he explained, I didn't suspect anything. The next week started normally. Monday morning, I came to the office. I was preparing for a presentation to John at 2:00 p.m. on Friday. I rehearsed my speech. I prepared slides. I checked the presentation over and over again. Tuesday, 11 a.m. received an email from John Stevens. Alex, cancel Friday's meeting. Brad Connor already presented the AI logistics system yesterday afternoon. Impressive innovation. We'll discuss integration details with the team next week. I read the email again and again without understanding. Brad presented my system yesterday. My heart was pounding. My hands were shaking. I ran to his desk. Empty seat. Brad was in a meeting. Check my calendar. Meeting with top management. Right now. I waited for 2 hours. Finally, he returned, a wide smile on my face. My colleagues congratulated me. I've heard about the AI system. Cool, Brad. Impressive work, man. I approached, controlling my rage. Brad, can we talk in private? Of course. What happened? He took me to an empty conference room and closed the door. What kind of meeting with management? Oh yeah, I introduced a new AI system for logistics. They're thrilled. John said it's a revolution for the company. What AI system? Logistics route optimization. I worked on it for several months in my free time. The blood boiled in my veins. A few months? Yeah, why are you asking? Because I showed you this on Friday. My system. My year of work. His expression changed. Surprise, but false. What are you talking about, Alex? My system, developed independently. Lies. This is my code, my algorithms, my architecture. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe we have similar ideas. Great minds think alike. Great minds, you stole my job, you bastard. Be careful with your accusations, Alex. Do you have any evidence? Proof. All my work was on my personal laptop, not in the corporate version control system, not on the work servers, because I worked from home in my free time. It's my job, Brad. You know it. Prove it. Silence. He smiled coldly. Can't? Then it's my job. My presentation. My promotion is coming soon. Promotion? Yes, John already hinted. Senior developer in the coming weeks for innovation and contribution. My promotion. You're a fucking bastard. Be careful with your language. HR doesn't like conflicts between colleagues. He turned around and walked out, leaving me in an empty room. I sat there for 20 minutes, my body shaking with rage. Then I went to John Stevens. John, I need to talk urgently. Of course, Alex. About what? About the system that Brad presented. This is incredible work. We're already planning to implement it into the product. It's not his job. It's my job. John frowned. What do you mean? I've been working on this system for a whole year. I showed him the prototype last Friday over a beer. He stole it and presented it as his own. This is a serious accusation, Alex. A very serious one. Do you have proof? I work on my personal equipment in my spare time. Brad presented full documentation. All the code is in our Git with timestamps. Everything was downloaded yesterday morning before the presentation. Yesterday morning, of course. He took everything I showed him and uploaded it into the system under his own name. But this is my job, John. I can show. Alex, listen, without evidence in the corporate system, I can't do anything. If you want, you can file a formal complaint with HR. But I warn you, accusations of intellectual property theft without hard evidence look like envy of the colleague's success. Got it. The battle is completely lost. Understood. I'm sorry, Alex. If you had timestamps in the system or witnesses to the development, there was neither one nor the other. I left the office feeling broken. A week later, the official announcement at the general meeting. We're pleased to announce that Brad Connor has been promoted to senior software developer in recognition of his outstanding contributions to the development of a revolutionary AI logistics system. Additionally, the company is awarding Brad an annual $30,000 bonus for his innovation. $30,000, my money, my confession. My promotion to senior. Everything was stolen before my eyes. At the office celebration, Brad approached me with a beer in his hand. Alex, about that situation last week, no offense. I hope. He forced a smile. Of course. Congratulations on the promotion. Thanks, man. I appreciate the insight. You know how it is in tech ideas fly. Ideas are flying in the air. I appreciate your understanding. Vaster, that night I was sitting at home alone, staring at my laptop. At the code I'd spent a year writing. Stolen. I thought about justice, about my career, about wasted time. I was thinking about revenge, and I made a decision. Old-blooded, merciless. I won't complain anymore. I won't scream. I won't look for another job and run away. I will be patient. I will be methodical. I will be invisible. I will destroy Brad's life slowly and systematically so that he will never know it was me. The plan for revenge began that night. Phase 1. Reputation damage April 2020, December 2020. Brad is now a senior developer. He led projects and had a team of 3 junior developers under his supervision. My Phase 1 goal is to make sure he fails publicly and systematically. Tactic 1. Sabotage through help. Brad often asked for help with coding. He wasn't as smart as management thought. Alex, can you look at this code? Something's acting weird. Of course, let me see. I analyzed the code. I found the problem, but I came up with a solution that almost worked. The code passed all unit tests. It seemed correct at first glance, but it contained a hidden bug that would manifest itself weeks later under specific conditions. First time April 2020. Payment processing system for a large client. Try this algorithm. I suggested it should work faster and more efficiently. Brad implemented it. The tests were green. The code is in production. 3 weeks later, the client called in a rage. Your system lost $15,000 in transactions. What's going on? John called Brad into his office. Explain what happened. I don't understand. The code passed all the tests. Everything worked perfectly. They finally found the bug, a race condition under high load. They fixed it. But Brad's reputation took its first dent. A senior developer shouldn't make mistakes like that, John said coldly. The second time was in May. API integration with a European client. Alex, this integration is failing. Please help. I looked at the code. There's a problem with the tokens. Here's the fix. He gave a solution that seemed correct, but didn't take into account the time zone difference. It worked for clients in the same time zone. It crashed for a client in Europe with a 9-hour difference. Tokens were expiring incorrectly. The API was crashing randomly. The client was furious. Your system is unreliable. We're considering another supplier. Brad is back in John's office. Brad, this is the second serious bug in a month. What's going on? Alex helped with the code. Maybe he mentioned my name. Interesting. John asked me specifically, did you help Brad with the API integration? Yes. I looked at the code and suggested a possible fix. But I'm not a senior developer. Maybe I got the details wrong. Brad should have checked it more carefully before implementing it. Exactly. He's the senior. The responsibility is his. Brad received an official reprimand. Third, fourth, fifth time in the following months according to the same pattern. Each time, I helped Brad. Each time, the code contained a subtle bug that only surfaced later. By December, Brad had a reputation as a senior developer making rookie mistakes. Tactic 2. Spoofing emails. July 2020. Brad's email account was hacked. Easy. His password was Jessica 2015, his wife's name and wedding year. He guessed it on the second try. I set up a rule to automatically forward copies of all incoming emails to a hidden address. Now I could see all his correspondence. I started sending emails in his name, rarely, cautiously, so as not to arouse suspicion. The first time an email to the client with a technical error. Our system is still in beta testing, so there may be bugs and issues. Brad said to a client who paid full price for the finished product. The client forwarded this to John. Your senior developer calls our purchased product a beta version. Brad panics. I didn't write that. Someone hacked the account. Here's the email. You're from address. Your corporate signature is at the bottom. Someone faked it. Change your password immediately. He changed it. I found out about the new one through a keylogger I installed on his work computer a month ago when he went to the bathroom. The second time was an internal email to the development team. The project is lagging because the junior developers are incompetent and don't understand the basic concepts from Brad to the entire team. The junior developers saw this. They were deeply offended. They stopped cooperating with Brad. Brad tried to explain, I didn't write that. Someone is spoofing my emails. But the fake emails kept coming, once every 3 weeks. The subject lines were always slightly offensive or unprofessional. The reputation fell apart gradually but inevitably. Tactic 3. Isolation through rumors. Started spreading rumors about Brad, never directly, always through third parties. Had lunch with Mike from the QA team. I heard Brad say your latest test plan was a waste of time and resources. Mike frowned. Seriously? What an asshole. Brad never said anything like that. But Mike believed me, I'd never lied to him before. Now Mike avoided Brad. He didn't invite him to meetings. He didn't give him feedback on projects. I repeated this tactic with each team member in turn. Sarah from design. Brad said the UI looks like it was made by a college freshman. To Kevin from DevOps. Brad was complaining that the infrastructure was constantly failing because of your incompetence. Lisa from product. Brad said the requirements were written by a complete idiot with no understanding of technology. It's all a lie. A 100% lie. But people believe. Because, one, I have been a reliable colleague for years, 2 fake emails from Brad confirmed that he can be rude. 3, his reputation was already slipping due to bugs. By the end of 2020, Brad was working virtually in isolation. No one wanted to work on projects with him. No one would have lunch with him. No one would invite him for a beer on Fridays. Why does everyone avoid me? He asked sadly one day at dinner. We were sitting together in the dining room. I was the only one who still talked to him. I don't know, man. Maybe everyone's just busy with their own projects. I feel like everyone is against me. I'm probably paranoid. Definitely paranoid. I smiled amiably. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. He trusted me completely. The last friend who remained close. Ideal position for the next phase. December 2020. Brad's performance review. John was extremely unhappy. Brad, your year has been very problematic. Lots of bugs in production, problems with teamwork, complaints from colleagues about your behavior. I'm trying my best. Not enough. You're a senior developer. Expectations are much higher. Give me a chance to improve next year. You have a chance. Next year, prove that you deserve the position. But if your performance doesn't improve, there will be serious consequences. Official warning. The first of many to come. Phase 1 completed successfully. Phase 2, destruction of personal life, January 2021, June 2022. Brad's professional life was slowly falling apart. Time to attack his personal life. Brad was married for 7 years. His wife, Jennifer, is a homemaker for 33 years. They have 2 children, daughter Emily, 5, and son Jake, 7. A happy family, judging by the photos on social media. Not for long. Intelligence January-March 2021 started following Brad digitally. I installed spyware on his phone. Simple, he always left his phone on the table when he went to the bathroom or to meetings. 2 minutes and it was done. Now I can see all the text messages, all the calls, all the GPS locations. February discovered gold. Brad was texting a colleague from another department. Sarah Thompson, 29, in marketing. A pretty blonde. At first, innocent flirtation. Coffee this afternoon. Of course, the usual place. Then more frank. You look great in that shirt today. Thank you. You look very beautiful in this dress too. In March, they started dating outside the office. We have lunch together twice a week, always at restaurants far from the office. Told my wife I had a work meeting with a client, Brad wrote in the text. I also told my husband that I'm staying late at work, Sarah replied. She was also married. April 2021, they crossed the line. Text from Brad last night. Today was incredible. I can't stop thinking about you. Sarah, me too. When can we see each other again? Friday, same hotel. I can't wait. I methodically collected every message, every photo they exchanged, every hotel location, every restaurant receipt. I created a detailed folder, organized it chronologically, added evidence every week. Waited for the perfect moment to strike. Impact, July 2021. July created an anonymous email address. Truthteller 2021 at protmail.com. I wrote a letter to Jennifer. I found her email address on her public Facebook profile. Subject, important information about your husband. Text of the letter. Hello, Jennifer. I'm writing anonymously because I don't want to get personally involved, but I think you should know the truth. Your husband, Brad Connor, is cheating on you with a colleague named Sarah Thompson from their company's marketing department. This has been going on since April of this year, 4 months now. They meet twice a week, dine out, and book hotel rooms on Fridays. I'm attaching evidence so you can check it out for yourself. I'm very sorry to have to report this. I wish you strength. Attached everything. Screenshots of text messages, more than 50 pieces, the photos they sent each other, receipts from hotels and restaurants, GPS locations showing that they were in the same places at the same time. Then, the next day, Tuesday, Brad came to work completely exhausted, eyes red from crying. Hasn't shaved. Clothes wrinkle. What happened, dude? I ask with concern. Jennifer, she knows. Knows what? A long, agonizing pause. About Sarah. He feigned shock. Oh my God, you cheated on your wife? It was hard to explain. The marriage has been difficult lately. How did she know? Someone sent her everything. Screenshots of texts, photos, receipts, the whole fucking thing. Anonymously. Who could do such a thing? I don't know. He shouted, getting the office's attention. Then, more quietly, sorry, I just don't understand who. What did she say? He wants a divorce. Take the children, the house, everything. Perfect. I patted him on the shoulder. I'm so sorry, man. I'm here if you need to talk. Thank you. You're the only real friend left. My only friend. If only he knew. Divorce August 2021, June 2022. The divorce was brutal and lengthy. 11 months of help. Jennifer hired an aggressive divorce lawyer and demanded everything she could get. $650,000 house. 2019 Honda Pilot. Full custody of the children. Maximum child support. Brad tried to fight back. He hired his own lawyer, but he couldn't afford a good one. $195,000 salary in Seattle doesn't leave much after taxes. Jennifer's lawyer methodically destroyed him in every court hearing. I used all the evidence I'd collected of his infidelity. Brad looked like a complete monster, a liar, a cheater, a bad father. Mr. Connor carried on a systematic, secret affair over a 4-month period, the lawyer said loudly in the courtroom. He lied to his wife repeatedly. He used the family money for hotels and gifts for his mistress. He exposed the family to the risk of sexually transmitted diseases. The judge was clearly not impressed with Brad. Final court decision June 2022. Jennifer gets the whole house. Jennifer gets a Honda Pilot. Jennifer receives primary custody of both children. Brad pays $2,500 a month in child support for 2 children. Brad pays $1,000 a month spousal support for 3 years. Brad only sees the kids every other weekend under supervision. Total monthly commitment $3,500. Brad stayed in a cheap one-bedroom apartment for $1,800 a month in a bad neighborhood. His salary is $95,000 equals approximately $6,200 per month after state and federal taxes. Minus $3,500 in child support equals $2,700 left. Minus $1,800 rent equals $900 per month. $900 for food, gas, utilities, insurance, and everything else. It is impossible to survive. He was completely financially destroyed. And worse, his children began to forget him. He only saw them 4 days a month. Jennifer began dating wealthy lawyer Mark 2 months after the divorce. Phase 3, Final Destruction, July 2020 to March 2024. Brad was broke financially and emotionally, but he still had a job. Time to take the last one. Preparation, July-October 2022. The tech market began to decline in 2022. Layoffs spread across the industry like wildfire. TechVision hasn't made any cuts yet, but rumors have started. I heard there may be layoffs next quarter. Yes, revenue fell 20% this quarter. I knew if there were playoffs, Brad would be first on the list. Started creating evidence that Brad was a corporate security risk. Tactics, faking a confidential data leak. October 2022 created a fake email address that looked as much like Brad's as possible. brad.connor.techvision@outlook.com. Brad's current work address is brad.connor@techvision.com. The difference is minimal. Easy to miss. Send a letter from this address to a competing company. Logi Tech Solutions. Subject: confidential information from TechVision. X. Hello, I work at TechVision Solutions and would like to share some information that might be useful. Attached: financial data Q3 2022 complete list of clients with contract details, technical documentation for the AI logistics system product development plans for 2023. I hope this helps you in your competition. Brad Connor, Senior Developer. Attached everything. The actual confidential documents I downloaded from internal servers using Brad's access. I still knew his passwords. Sent by a VPN from an exit node in Brad's area. Not his exact IP, but close enough to raise suspicion. I also specifically sent it at a time when Brad was usually online at home in the evening. November, Logi Tech received information. Their CEO personally called the CEO of TechVision. You have a serious data breach. Someone on your staff has sent us your inside information. Panic in the company. IT security immediately launched an investigation. We checked the email logs and found a suspicious address similar to Brad.Connor. We checked the sender's IP address. The area matched Brad's residence. We checked the timing. It was sent at 7:35 p.m., the time Brad was usually home online. All the arrows pointed to him. December, called Brad to an emergency meeting. Present: John Stevens, HR Director, Head of IT Security, Corporate Lawyer. Mr. Connor, have you sent confidential company information to competitors? Brad turned pale. What? Absolutely not. We have evidence. Email very similar to yours. IP address from your area. Timing when you're usually online. It wasn't me. Someone tampered with it. Hacked it. Do you have evidence of hacking? Check my computer. My phone. I'm innocent. We checked everything. Of course, we didn't find anything. I was too cautious. The lack of evidence on corporate devices doesn't mean you're innocent. You could have used personal equipment. I didn't do this. Why would I? There may be dissatisfaction with the company. There may be financial compensation from competitors. There may be revenge for something. The investigation lasted 2 months. Brad was suspended from work during this time, with pay but no access to the systems. Everyone in the office was whispering Brad was leaking data to competitors. The reputation is completely destroyed. Layoffs January 2024. In January 2024, the company officially announced layoffs. 15% of the staff will be laid off. 30 people out of 200. HR and top management compiled a list of people to be laid off. I was now a senior engineer with an excellent reputation and a good relationship with John. He asked for my opinion as a team member. Alex, help me make a list. Who do you think is absolutely essential for the team? Mike is definitely critical. Lisa is also indispensable. Kevin does excellent work with infrastructure. What about Brad? Pause for effect. Frankly, John's performance has been very weak for the last 2 years. Constant bugs, problems within the team. In this situation, with a possible data leak a major risk for the company, I agree completely. It's a shame, but difficult decisions have to be made. Brad was on the layoff list. Dismissal March 2024. March Friday afternoon. HR called people into the conference room one by one. I saw Brad walking there. His face was gray. He already knew what was going to happen. 40 minutes later, he came out with a cardboard box of things, cried openly in the hallway. I was there accidentally leaving another meeting. Brad, what happened? He looked at me with eyes full of tears. Fired. No, seriously, layoffs, and they said they can't provide a letter of recommendation due to suspicions of a data leak. No reference from a previous employer. A death sentence for finding a new job in tech. Dude, I'm so sorry. What are you going to do? I don't know. Child support is $3,500 a month. Rent is $1,800. Without a job, after a month there's no money at all. The voice, bro, you'll find something. You're a smart developer. No, it won't find it. Help me carry it to the car. Certainly, help carry the box to the old 2010 Honda Civic, the only thing left after the divorce. Thank you, Alex, for everything. You've been a true friend all these years when everyone else turned their backs. Always here for you, brother. I hugged him. He cried on my shoulder. I patted him on the back reassuringly. He was smiling inside. He drove away. I watched as the car disappeared around the corner. 5 years. 5 years of methodical, patient, merciless destruction. Career destroyed. Marriage broken. Children are alienated. Finances are in ruins. Reputation in the dirt. Everything is destroyed. And he still doesn't know it was me. Revenge is complete. Update 1 April June 2024. April 2024. Brad was desperate to find a job. I sent out hundreds of resumes. Every day, I get dozens of applications on LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, but fired for suspected leak of confidential data killed every possibility. Recruiters called Tech Vision for a recommendation. HR responded with the standard response. We cannot recommend Mr. Connor due to safety issues that arose during his employment. 0 job offers. Alimony payments were piling up. April $3,500 in debt. May $7,000. June $10,500. Jennifer filed a lawsuit for non-payment of child support. Court hearing. The judge was merciless. Mr. Connor, you are legally obligated to pay child support regardless of your employment status. I can't find a job, Your Honor. It's not my problem. Find any job, pay up, or suffer the consequences. What are the consequences? Prison for failure to pay child support, up to 6 months. May 2024. Received a text message from Brad. Alex, can you lend me $2,000? I'm being evicted from my apartment. I promise to pay it back as soon as I find a job. Please? I looked at the message for a long time. The man who stole my job, my promotion, my $30,000. Now he's asking me for money. Karma is wonderful. He replied, sure dude, no questions asked. I'll send it this evening. Sent $2,000 via Venmo. Why help? Because one could easily afford it, earned $180,000 too. I wanted him to remain indebted to me literally and metaphorically. 3. I like playing the role of the only true friend. Plus, ironically, I was promoted to lead engineer in 2022. You know what for? For an improved version of the AI logistics system. I took the original system that Brad stole, improved the algorithms, added new features, presented it as version 2.0. John was delighted. Alex is even better than Brad's original system. Of course it's better. because this has always been my system. Received a $40,000 bonus and a promotion to lead engineer. Justice has been restored. June 2024. Brad wrote, "Thanks, brother. You seriously saved me. I promise to return you as soon as I get back on my feet." He won't return. We both know that. But it's nice that he's grateful. He thinks he has a true friend in this world, while his life sinks deeper and deeper. Update to July-December 2024. July 2024. A miracle happened. Brad finally found a job. Junior developer at a small startup, Data Flow Logistics. Salary, $50,000 per year. A huge drop from the $95,000 I was making as a senior. But he was incredibly happy. He wrote me a long message. "Alex, finally, I've got a job. It's a junior position and the pay isn't great, but at least it's something. I can start paying off my debts. Thanks for the support all these months." Congratulated him sincerely. I thought to myself, I wonder how long it will last. September 2024. Data Flow Logistics has announced problems. Series C funding failed. The lead investor has withdrawn. The funds are sufficient for 2 months of operations. Urgent staff reductions began. Brad is a junior developer who has only been working there for 2 months, obviously in the first wave, and employed again. I had nothing to do with it. Honestly, just bad timing and a bad market. But sometimes the universe seems to be on my side. October-December 2024. 3 months of searching. 0 job offers. Child support is now $17,500 in arrears. Another court hearing. The judge gave an ultimatum. 30 days, find a job and start paying more jail time. Mr. Connor. Brad filed for bankruptcy. Chapter 7. Full bankruptcy. All debts have been written off, including some alimony, but my credit score has been completely wiped out. It's now impossible to rent an apartment. Did I do the right thing? 5 years of systematic destruction of human life. He stole a year of my work. At my promotion, my $30,000 bonus. My recognition. Never apologized. Never admitted guilt. He called me a friend while lying to my face every day. What was I supposed to do? Forgive? Forget? Move on. To hell with it. He got what he deserved. Maybe even more than he deserved. But I don't regret anything. And now questions for you friends. Asterisk, was Alex justified in his revenge, or did he go too far? Asterisk. Did Brad deserve to have his life completely destroyed for stealing an idea? Asterisk. Was it right to destroy the marriage and relationship with children? Asterisk. Should Alex ever admit to Brad that it was revenge? Asterisk. Is Alex a psychopath or a man who restored justice? Speech balloon. Asterisk. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Exclamation. Asterisk. Thumbs up. Asterisk. Like if this story resonated with you. Asterisk. Bell. Asterisk. Subscribe to stay up to date with new stories. Asterisk.